Hey! Hi guys! Welcome to Above Life Channel. The purpose here is to inspire your spirit and to fill you with hope. First thing to do is to check the mic to see if the sound is working. I am looking at my laptop here so I can check out our sound. Give you guys a few minutes to jump on. Oh, it looks like we are live. Let's take a look and see.
Oh, it looks like we are live. Let's take a look and see.
I can hear it, yay. Okay, so I'm just going to...
I can hear it, yay.
Okay, good. All right, yay. So that means my mic is working. I have some issues with my mic. I've had some challenges with it. As you can probably see, it doesn't have the little spongy thing on the top because I kind of ripped it off by accident when I was moving from my office inside the house, inside the bedroom, into my office in the living room, into my office in the kitchen, into my office outside. I mean, it's been like this kind of, I feel gypsy-like in my, my work recently. So I kind of ripped it off by accident. Good news, we have another mic I can use. However, my jack on my phone is jacked up. It's not working so good. So I'm gonna have to get a new one here eventually. So I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to pop in. See here. All right. Oh, I didn't even bring my water in, did I? Oh, yes, I did. Just a second. I'm going to go grab my cup of tea that I have. Just a second here. Here we go. My microphone back on here. Grabbed my journal. Okay, get my mic back on. Grabbed my journal here. I have a beautiful journal that I use. Isn't this gorgeous? I love journaling. It's something that I recommend for people because it's a great way to just process, to clear, like a data dump, just clear your thoughts. But it's also a good thing to do as far as if you really want to feel connected to yourself, to your spirit, you can actually use writing as a tool to do that. So this is like one of my journals. This is like probably one of my favorite ones right now. It's just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. All right. Okay, so we're going to get started here in just a minute. I'm just going to make a note in the chat. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for being here. All right. This video will also be available on Above Life Channel after this live stream is done, so it'll be available. I also actually connect on Facebook in case you're not a Facebooker type. I'm also on Instagram. However, if you're looking for me on Instagram, you can check me out on Bridgette Inspired at Instagram and on Facebook Above Life Channel. Some of you might not know, I actually have another channel that is totally devoted to vlogging about my psychic life, and I do card readings there. I talk about topics. I share my home, like my dogs and that kind of a thing there. And that's on Fairy Grasshopper on YouTube. So, all right, so I see a couple of you popping in. So thank you. Thank you guys for being here today. Hi, nice to see you. I am going to be clearing my throat. I know that that's kind of distracting sometimes, so I do apologize for that if that bugs you. If you're listening in the earbuds, I'm sure it's annoying, right? But allergies here. Today it's a really windy day and it's kind of dreary. So it's actually the perfect time to talk about this topic, freedom to change. So let's get started. Oh, yay, I see you guys. Oh, hi. Hey to everyone in the chat. You guys can chat with yourselves. If you happen to notice someone that maybe doesn't seem to belong there, go ahead and use your power to be able to, on the side of the chat, if you will notice there's like 3 dots after a person's comment, you have the power to hide that user, to delete that user's comments, or to ban that user. So you guys have the power to do that as well in the chat. So I just want to make sure, in case I'm not watching it too closely. All right, let's get started, you guys. Okay. So today it's my pleasure to be able to do a live stream here on Above Life channel, to be able to connect to a topic. I think it's so important, especially during these times, to connect into the energy of things that are really present for us. We can't just continue business as usual because that's not the truth. That's fake. That's false. That's an illusion. So let's come in and have some real conversation and real talk today. Today's topic is the freedom to change. Now, this was inspired by one of the positive inputs that I have reached out and received for myself as far as a podcast. I actually listened to a podcast that kept me a bit inspired this week. It's been the first couple of days of this week. Monday was great because it was so sunny and gorgeous. Then yesterday and Tuesday for us here in the Midwest, it was rainy and dreary. And that's tough for me energetically and mood-wise, especially because we're kind of stuck in the house now. We're the stay-at-home state right now. And so it's been tough. So I listened to a podcast. I call them positive inputs, things that you can listen to either on YouTube, etc., other podcasting places that you might find here. Let's see. I wrote it down so that I could share with you. I wrote it in my journal. If you weren't here in the beginning of the video, this is my beautiful journal. Isn't it gorgeous? It is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Journals are a great tool. And mine is super, super messy, just so you know. I mean, it's really messy, like very, very, very messy. So this comes from Brene Brown. This is what spurred my desire to connect with you today. And Brene Brown is like a social researcher. If you're interested in learning about her, she's written tons of books. She's been on, Oprah's Super Soul Sunday podcasts, and she's known most for her work in vulnerability and working with our feelings around that. Some of her books like The Gifts of Imperfection or Daring Greatly. Oh, I loved Daring Greatly. That was a great one for me, very inspiring. Kind of gives you the opportunity to look at yourself and your life experiences in a different way. She is also working with leadership and change energy too, and courage, one of those vibrations that we all want to tap into, especially during this time. All right, so there's an excerpt from a podcast where she was talking about a developmental milestone in our life, that there comes a time in our life where, and I'm going to quote her now, where the universe comes down and whispers, "I'm not effing around. You're halfway to dead. The armor that you have is keeping you from going into the gifts I've given you, and that is not without penalty." So she goes on to say that this is where everything that we thought protected us is actually keeping us from being the best partners, parents, professionals, and the best people that we want to be. And so I loved that. I'm like, whoa, yeah. It's like the universe comes down and says, hey, I'm not messing with you. I'm not messing with you. This is where the rubber meets the road, people. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with the rest of your life? Okay, so that said, that sounds intense, right? That's like a heavy duty, right? That's like, oh my gosh, I have this big opportunity to change my life. And yet at the same time, that feels stressful. That feels pressured. I mean, some of us, how are you going to change your life when you're living in a Cracker Jack box right now? A tiny little apartment. A studio apartment with 3 people or whatever it might be. How are you going to do that? Like, that seems like pressure. But you know what? That's the truth. That is the truth. At any point in time in any of our lives, we can come to this developmental milestone moment where we go, oh my gosh. Like for me personally, like a lot of my life is behind me. Like I'm at the halfway mark about. And I'm like, wow, I've experienced so much in my life and I can look back on the past and be reflective and have gratitude, even nostalgic. But I can't give myself too much time focusing on the past. I heard one time this great quote, "Don't look back, you're not going that way." You're not going that way. That's how you like walk into a pole or something, right? That's how you get stuck. Don't look back, you're not going that way. But at the same time, we can have gratitude for all the experiences, all the people, all the relationships, even the bad stuff. Like if you tried to start that business and it didn't work out so well, if you had to file bankruptcy at one point, if you had a struggle with your health, if all of those experiences have come into your life where now you're at a point where you can integrate the power from those experiences that you've had, the power of it, the knowledge, the wisdom. You don't have to relive anything, pain, anything painful, anything purposeful, none of that. It's like good comments and bad comments, criticism and praise. You can't get attached to any one of those things or it totally takes you off course. It takes you away from what the directive is, which is your purpose. Being the person that you want to be, the best version of yourself that you can be. So the freedom to change is upon us, but it's not in the way that you might think. So please, those of you who are watching this, I know you are empathic. You're clairsentient, you feel the energy of others, you take in information from your heart space. Do not buy into the hype that you all of a sudden, now during this time, have to decide a major career change, or you have to pick a new purpose for your life, or you have to start a new hobby. You better get out there and start riding your bike, because that's what everybody's doing, and you better be fit when you come out of this quarantine thing. Do not buy into the hype of the pressure. Don't believe the stressors. That is connected to the old system, the old chaotic way that we have been learning and connecting to each other in our relationship. And so now is not the time in our freedom to change. It's not about pressuring you. It's not about you do this now or you never do it again. It's really not that dramatic. It doesn't have to be that dramatic. Oh no, I totally understand what you might be coming into this session. You might be coming into this talk with a very real life circumstance. Like you might have just had a horrible illness, or you might be scared. Your health might be at risk, or you might have lost your job and have no concept of or no idea of when you're going to be able to go back to work or what kind of a job you're going to have or if you're going to be able to pay your mortgage. I recognize that there's very real pressure and stress. So in freedom to change energy, you are invited to be able to access what is naturally, innately yours, which is freedom. You have the freedom to not let that hype external put additional pressure and emphasis on yourself so that then you have to compare yourself with other people or you have to compare yourself with yourself from the past. That was a different version of you. Today, what if today, here and now, in this moment, what is actually happening to you is that you are becoming. You're becoming a new version of yourself, a renewed version of yourself, one that is pure and connected. Without judgment, comparison, or criticism, without looking at the external world and buying into the hype or the pressure of that. Now, when I say buying into the hype, I'm talking about energy, you guys. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about policy. I'm talking about just the energies. You have been a positive person up until this point, and you may have had experiences in your life where you have suffered at the hands of others, or you have suffered and blamed yourself for choices, poor decision-making, or circumstance. Now is not that time. Do not buy into the old patterns of self-doubt, of negative talk, of sabotage. Allow yourself the freedom to change the way you're being. Change your ways. Instead of just focusing on the mind and the contrast of the world outside and the world within, or how life is now, how it was, or how it's going to be. Instead of wasting your precious, precious energy on that, how about you have the freedom to change your way, the way that you are connecting. Drop into your heart that sacred, powerful, empathic, inspired, sensitive, loving, kind, compassionate, space within you, drop into that heart space, that powerful center. Let that be the hub, your grand central station that in the past has been very overactive. You've been very sensitive. And now, my friends, that's a good thing. Now you're going to see how that's a good thing, being sensitive, because there's no room for worry in this state. There is only freedom here. Freedom to change the way you're being, your energy. That's where you have control. Do you want to know where the control is? Do you need to feel controlled? Do you need to grab onto something that helps you feel secure and safe? That is you. You are the safety that you're seeking external. You are the security. What is for sure is you are a powerful heart. You are energy. You are alive. Why do you think that every time you look at Facebook or Instagram or pop on to any one of your social media platforms, don't you see a bunch of posts about kindness and how we're all in this together and this is happening for a reason or a purpose? Yeah, I know some of that is rhetoric, some of that is hype, but you can choose freedom to change. You can choose how you're plugging in or connecting and receiving those things, those inputs. And you can recognize and acknowledge that that's true, you guys. You've already been doing all this work for years and years and years to understand what healing is, to understand that it's a lifestyle, to understand that you are the source of all of the renewable energy that you need to have. You are provided for within yourself because the universe lives inside of you. Everything truly is possible when we don't allow ourselves to get too stuck in our ways. And now we've been forced in to a circumstance and situation where we have to acknowledge that power, that personal power that we have, and it's here. It's in the heart. It's here. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It is not in the heart because we have to serve everybody else because, oh my gosh, I need to worry about my aunt and my grandma and the healthcare workers, because guess what? Those guys, all those people are individual power centers just like you are. And the worry is not helpful to anybody. It adds to the hype of the chaos and the drama. Those healthcare workers are awesome superheroes and amazing. But guess what? So are the teachers. So are your neighbors and your friends and the authors that have written books years ago that have inspired you, that you're coming back to now to get inspired by. All of us have that hero energy within us, but it's not because we have to save each other. It's because we are the true power for ourselves. We are everything that we need. And when we show up in our heart space and we are not afraid to connect and be connected in our authenticity, and we are expressing ourselves in that state, just like the healthcare workers, just like the teachers, just like the parents, just like everyone has the choice to, that's when things change. When we recognize all of these people have already been all awesome. There are lots of people that have been posting positive, inspirational quotes for years so that we, in their expression of their authenticity, their truth, of who they really are, they are free in expressing that. And we are at a point that we can now change our perspective and open our hearts to receive that in a very truthful way, a real way. Freedom to change. You are free to change. You are free to change. You can. You can change your mind. You can change your ways. We can change our attitudes. And the thing about change is that it's constant. It's consistent. So in a way, change is kind of security. It's a pattern you can rely upon. Change. But I would like to propose to you to consider that change is like an artist's tools. So whether you're a painter, a writer, you work with your hands, like you sew, you craft, you make jewelry, etc. Whatever your medium is, change is that. That's what it represents. The opportunity for creative expression, the opportunity for pure connection. And your heart is where that's at. Your heart. Your heart is where that's at. You don't have to be the one that finds a cure for a disease to be incredible and awesome and expressive in life. And guess what? Your expression, your contribution is not determined by what other people decide it is. Other people, outside forces, do not provide the accurate value of what your contribution is. They can't. Because why? They don't know you. And they're busy being their own selves. I mean, I hope they're busy being their own selves. Because that's the point. Isn't that the point? Freedom to change. There's a consistent process that supports us, the cycle. Look at nature. Monday here it was like 72 degrees and I was so happy. And then Tuesday it was freezing and raining. And today it's windy and dreary and cold. Freedom to change. And with that, so too does our energy. Okay, you guys, I feel like I'm like all over the place here. I want to bring through some very important points. One is you are an empathic being. You are a sensitive being. In your heart space, you might feel really sad. You might feel tired. You might get angry and ticked off. And let me tell you something about that, about emotion and feeling. In my 15 years of doing coaching work, one thing that I know that is just reoccurring is that it is so much easier to get mad and angry than it is to just be sad. So when people are grieving a loss or they're scared, afraid about the future in their business or their health, they're really scared or anxious and worried, it's so much easier to get mad than it is to be sad. So when people come off angry, it's not that they're real jerks. It might just be that they are really dealing with a lot of their stuff. So don't take things personally if you can help it, but focus on you personally. You focus on you. Don't believe or buy into the hype external that's coming at you in your relationships and exchanges with other people, because right now they're not maybe feeling really connected. And maybe you're not either. I know that I'm not. Yeah, this is Bridgette. Yeah, I know I'm not totally connected. I mean, yesterday was tough for me. I was like, I did a lot of work. Oh yeah, I got a lot of administrative stuff done. I scheduled a bunch of stuff for me. Got all my, some groups out, some opportunities for you guys, which I posted on Facebook and on abovelifechannel.com on my groups. And so I did a lot. I got a lot accomplished, but I didn't feel connected. I didn't feel good, like in my own self life, right? And so those times happen, like that stuff happens. So I just chilled. Like I didn't exercise at all yesterday. And I ate like crap, which is totally unusual to me. But you know what? I'm not taking it personal. I'm refocusing my energy, feeling into my heart, and loving myself. Knowing that, gosh, maybe I just needed that. Maybe I need it for 2 days. I don't know. Today's shaping up to be a lot better day than that. So that's a good thing. However, that gives you it kind of puts an exclamation point on the concept of freedom to change, because things are always changing and evolving and growing. So if you are in a place where you feel alone and disconnected and you're getting frustrated or bored or feeling pressure like, oh my gosh, I should be accomplishing something like learning a new language, don't. That's external. That's external. Give yourself that permission, that freedom to focus internal. Not because you're going to solve any massive major life problems and totally change the course of your life. That might happen. But if it happens, it's not going to happen with one decision. It's going to happen with several small incremental steps. And you need to have that support internally. You need to be there for yourself, wherever there is. Whether it's laying in bed watching Netflix one day and not working, that's fine. You need to be there for yourself and support yourself. This is the time to do that. And the disconnection that we feel externally, it just screams for the desire to be connected inside. Connect to your own feelings and emotions and let that be the freedom you have to change. Change the way you judge those feelings. Change the way you hold back or tuck in those feelings or hide them or keep them away from other people. You are an incredible being. You are filled with light, hope, and positivity. You might not feel connected to that right now, and it might be hard to be connected to that when the real life is scary for you. But I know this, that you have the power. You have incredible power over your life. You have the power of choice. And you have the wisdom and guidance of your own inner knowledge, of your inner power. You also have an abundance, an entourage. As I said in session yesterday, I told this woman, I said, you have an entourage of spiritual support helpers. Yes, you do. Regardless of your religion, your faith, your practices, there are an abundance of spirit helpers, spirit guides, angels, totem animals. All of them are lining up to be here for you. And that is connection. That is true connection and support. So receive it. Open your heart and receive. Okay, you guys. All right, so that's enough for my pep talk about freedom to change. Hope I've inspired your spirit and filled you with some hope. Let's do something I do on my Fairy Grasshopper channel. I have a Fairy Grasshopper YouTube channel where I do vlogs and I talk about my psychic life and I share things like personal too, like I show videos of my dogs, love my animals, and I also do card stuff, card readings, because people, oops, this one look at right away. People really like that visual. So this deck, I'd use a ton of different decks, just so you know. And I don't do a particular lineage or brand or anything like that. I don't do specifically tarot or anything like that. I just do cards. They're just a tool. So this particular deck is from Kyle Gray. Now this is a deck that I did not like right out of the box. I was like, ooh, that thing is intense, man, because I'm a clairsentient being, just like you. I'm sensitive too. I like the soft, gentle stuff, right? And this seemed kind of serious. But after using it, I recognized that there's great power here. And right now, people might feel very serious. People might need a stronger message or more of a connection to what is grounding you, what is helping you to feel safe and secure. Okay, so we're going to do that. Ooh! This is perfect. All right. This is absolutely perfect. Some of you might tune into or tap into the imagery or the color. That's what I do. I'm very clairvoyant, so I love the color and the imagery. Symbolism, the symbols. Look at the symbols on this card. See what speaks to you, what stands out to you. I'll provide my own unique Bridgette interpretation, but don't let that overshadow your own. Use your own discernment, your own intuition to receive the information that you need to receive. There's also words on this card. So you might be a writer. You might need to get out your journal, which I always recommend, and write about this card. Write some of the words down and then journal on that. All right, you guys. Trust and thrive. Wise words. This deer energy, to me, is very connected to goddess or divine feminine, which I love. That energy is lovely, especially divine feminine, because powerful women, hello, that's part of my purpose, connecting to the spirit of women. And that energy feels powerful, but it also feels connected. It feels connected, family, connected, spirit guides, support, bringing that in is what it feels like. So literally the antlers feel like antennas for connection. So staying connected, that's how it feels to me. Then I notice, of course, the trisklet, which is this 3 spiral energy behind, which is Celtic, which I also love that energy. I'm probably just a tiny bit Irish in this lifetime, but in past walks I've had on this earth, I love Celtic energy vibes. And so, of course, my name is Bridgette. That's a very strong Celtic goddess. And I love the trisklet. In fact, if I was going to get another tattoo, this is one of the ones on my list to do. So that vibration, it's like it's like this energy of like mind, body, spirit, or mother and maiden matriarch, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, all that kind of interwoven, intersected energies. You know, I love that. Past, present, future, just a beautiful spiraling energy and movement and flow connecting to the earth. The green energy can be connected to your heart chakra, which is often, like in the chakra charts on yoga or meditation channels, you will probably see that the heart is green. For me, it's not always green. Usually I see it actually as a light pink with a green aura or halo around it, but that's just me. You interpret it how you interpret it. Green can also be abundance, prosperity, growth. And aren't we in a time of growth or expansion? Yes, but it doesn't have to be so obvious either, like external. Growth is not judged or valued externally. It doesn't have to be, you guys. It doesn't make it good or bad. We don't have to do something fabulous and say, see, look, everybody, look what I made during this time. The bigger question is, look who I am during this time. Who am you during this time? Who am you? Who are you becoming? How are you becoming? More of yourself, more connected, more deeply honoring the energy of your clairsentience, your empathy, your kindness, your compassion, your love for you. Okay, so there are 4 what looks to be leaves here. That could be a nod to Mother Earth. 4 also could be a nod to the change of seasons or the cycles of life. Again, remember I spoke about the patterns that we have, the freedom to change, and how change is basically a consistent pattern that we have. But those 4 leaves for me say to me 4 pillars of light. There's a tool or a technique that I use when I work with people who I'm mentoring, and specifically related to intuition and energy. And 4 pillars is about creating a safe and sacred space for you. And so these 4 represent 4 pillars of light to create safe and sacred space for our session, for your home, for you to feel better and feel more connected. You can do that actually, that exercise with cards or with visualization and all that. I can't go deeply into it now. It's a whole series on its own, but 4 pillars, that's what it reminds me of. Very much structure, like safety. Even though it doesn't look like there's like a structure or a rhyme or reason to things, there's a pattern of things. There's a pattern, a restructuring, a pattern to things, a pattern. The cycles of life, the cycles of nature, the change of the seasons. 4 is also, if you're into numerology, an angel number as well. All right, so the words, let's go to the words, trust and thrive. See, I told you these cards, they're very earthy, aren't they? They're very grounding. The colors are very muted or rich with earth energy vibration. They're very centering, like you don't have a choice. You're gonna be grounded, girl, when you watch or you check out this card. Trust and thrive. Trust. So trust comes first, then we thrive. Trust comes first, then we thrive. Again, get out your journal and journal about that. Go deep with that for yourself. Again, when you write, when you connect, when you channel, it is not about a result, an outcome. Stop that, stop that, stop that. Give up the goals in the brain. Well, when I channel, this is how I know. Or when I connect or when I heal, this is how I know. This is my result. No, it's about the process, the unfolding of the cycle. You have the freedom to change your mind during this time, your ways of being, the ways that you connect, your understanding about the point of connection. It's not the end, it's the process of the connecting. That's the point. So when you journal, it's not about answers. You're not doing a paper to turn in to your English teacher. You're writing for you, for freedom, to release the excess thoughts and connect and let your heart flow. Give your heart a platform and honor the space. And if you're worried about somebody else finding your journal and reading your journal, then write and then tear out that page and throw it. Recycle it. Bury it in the backyard. Burn it. It's the process, not the end result. You don't have to keep journal upon journal upon journal upon journal. You don't have to do that. This is for you, a tool for you, for connection. All right, I want to do one more card. I didn't realize how long I was going to be on here. Sorry, guys. I got to watch my time because I do have a session today. I have a couple of them. I'm going to be ready for work myself, which sessions are so fun. So it's a pleasure to serve in that regard. So this deck is one of my favorites, which you see a lot on Fairy Grasshopper channel. It's a Denise Linn deck. I love all her decks, you guys. I like them all. I got a bunch of them. I got like 4. Sacred Traveler. And these are purple. Love that purple energy. Connected to the crown chakra. Let's do a card for all of you guys to kind of be a partner for this one. This is nice and grounding. Let's see if we can get some kind of positivity energy here. Coming with this one. Freedom to change. Give us some beautiful energy. And then I'm going to check in the chat. Would love an entourage. Somebody says, well, you have one, my dear. I can feel this one. This one's taken. You're awesome. So are you. Thank you. All right. Ooh! I always do that, right? Like, all the cards are awesome. I love these ones. I just love these ones. Are you ready to see it? Are you ready? Ready? This is perfect. This is a great way to kind of wrap the conversation we've been having. Rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life. Are you ready to see the imagery? Look at the rainbow. The rainbow is a bridge between heaven and earth, a connection. Connecting you to your spirit guides, your loved ones, connecting you to God, Creator, connecting you to universe and cosmic consciousness, bringing in an abundance of support. All of these different colors represent all different kinds of archangels, energies of spirit guides that are loving you. 100%. A lot of the gold you can see here, that gold energy is connecting you to your spirit and your solar plexus chakra, connecting you to your intuition. You see the green hills in the background. That green, again, is a healing, healthy energy connecting to your heart. And then in the background, you can kind of see some water. So we've got the element of water, which represents flow and helps us with change. Blessings, blessings. Green is also an energy of abundance, for sure. For sure. That's gorgeous. I love that. It feels mellow, doesn't it? Let's take a breath. It's kind of like, you guys, it's kind of like we're inside looking out, right? Isn't that where a lot of us are right now? We're indoors looking out. But look at how beautiful it is. We can appreciate that. Look at that gorgeous imagery. So let's take a breath in. And exhale out, allowing our heart and soul to just be free. Free to connect. Free to notice the natural rhythm of our lives. And then freedom to allow for change. Ride with the change. Don't stop against it or push it back. I kind of want to say in Bridgette fashion, let go or be dragged. No pressure. Let the cycle carry you. Let the natural rhythm of life and the cycles carry you. Connecting with that. When stuff is really heavy in your personal life, when you're worried or stressed about money, when you're scared about your health or the health of loved ones, or you're dealing with some really heavy stuff, grief and worry, connect in to the bridges of light that are supporting you, to the simple energies that live within your heart space, and love. Just love yourself. Compassion for yourself, and have faith in yourself and in the universe that is within you, guiding you, directing you, and supporting you. All right, my friends, I'm going to just check in the chat quick. I want to say hello. Taking a rainbow shower. That's great. Thank you so much for the message. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Green. Someone's commenting on the color green. Good morning to Britain. Yeah, frustrated. I know. There is a lot of energy around. Choose how you're going to connect with that frustration energy. Choose. You're loving my glasses. Thank you. So funny. I need them to see, you guys. If you watched my card reading on Fairy Grasshopper, you know the one I did for May. I did 2 readings about May coming up. Go check out Fairy Grasshopper channel. You'll like that if you like the card stuff. And you'll know that I need my glasses to see because I couldn't even read the cards. Like the text was too small. I'm like, you guys are just going to have to read this yourself because I didn't put my glasses on this morning when I did that. So, good morning to all of you. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending upon where you're at. Good morning, Illinois. Love to all of you back. Hello, Copenhagen. Hi. Hope you guys are healthy and well over there. Nice to see you all. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I appreciate it very much. And if you are watching this video at another time, just know it's alive with the energy and evergreen. I will put some links, resources in the description once I'm able to do that and upload it so that you can know, again, the 2 different card decks that I used today so you can find them easily for yourself. And I'll probably put a link to my Fairy Grasshopper channel too, because that's like one where I post almost every single day. So if you really want that consistent connection, like I mentioned, positive inputs like my the podcast that I listened to that kind of got me into going, hey, I need to do a live stream. Hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk. Let's connect together today. And so I share a lot over there. Hopefully that would be a good positive input for you, especially now to keep connected and inspired. So this is Bridgette. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. I appreciate you. I look forward to continuing to connect with you at Above Life Channel on YouTube. You know, I post videos every Monday with channeling with afterlife celebrity guests. And like I said, I do post a lot on Fairy Grasshopper channel as well. You can find me on Facebook, Above Life Channel. You can find me on Facebook, Bridgette Inspired, or on Instagram at Bridgette Inspired. Thanks for being here. I'm wishing you well. So much wellness coming through and a lot of positive vibes today and always. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, you guys. Have a positive week. Do your best.